his favorite Saints News radio network connoisseur, lives in Houston, says Bowie is a one-hit wonder. He's going to sign big and then bust whoever he goes to. And he watches every one of his games. So just to give another opinion out there so that you don't have three guys all loving one guy, Kyle Mosley does not like AJ and does not want the Saints to go after him.
Kyle Mosley is a very smart man, and that's why we love him.
Absolutely.
What's alluring for me is I don't think he comes in and is the Chris Harris Jr. I don't. I just like it's rare to find corners who excel in zone. And I will admit, I mean, Bowie does not have the greatest film in terms of every play. He is just this consistent mastermind at the corner position. But if you really look at corners in the NFL, it's tough to find good zone corners. Most everybody seems to be the typical hip-to-hip man cover guy. And you've seen a lot of zones start to disappear from the NFL. You don't have as much standard Tampa 2 defenses anymore. You're seeing a lot of this switch to one-gap man-covered systems. So, I mean, it's hard to find. It's not like we have a ton of options.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind with Bowie is he's only 25 years old. So, and he's been in the NFL 4 years now. So he's younger than a lot of guys on our own team, really, guys all around the league. So he is still developing, learning new things, and as a full-time starter, it's taken him some time to pick up a lot of the nuances of play and corner. Backtrack just a bit to Jadobi. I guess I misremembered his tackles for loss numbers. He actually has 25. He has 25 tackles for loss in his career.
Wow. How big is he?
Yeah, he's listed at 6 foot, 195. Now, I'll be surprised.
So for an outside guy, that's a decent size.
Yeah, I think he'll be closer to 190 at weigh-ins at the Senior Bowl, but if he's anywhere near 195, 198, that zone, then that's perfectly fine in my book. He's also got only three interceptions, but he hasn't been thrown that very often. Teams like to pick on the other corner on that squad more than him, but he does have 25 pass deflections, and he's forced six fumbles in his career. So he's somebody who comes flying downfield. He's picked up 9 sacks, 8 in the last 2 years as a starter. That's really who you want doing those DB blitzes.
That's something that D. Allen has run a lot this year. He had to do it with people like Harper, who, bless him, Harper could have done it 7 years ago, but at this point, he's the last person you want.
7 years ago.
Yeah, he did it very well 7 years ago under Williams and stuff. But now, I mean, I watched him do a DB blitz against the Falcons, and he got breathed on by the running back and didn't get anywhere close to Ryan. So,
yeah, and I mean, Jadobi, he checks all the boxes I have for a defensive back. He'll be a 22-year-old rookie. He's got that experience as a blitzer. He's good in run support. He can play that zone coverage. He's got experience at nickel. He's somebody I'm really high on in what is a deeper defensive backs class than we may be giving it credit for.
Yeah, I think this year the draft is going to be overshadowed by edge rushers by like a wide margin, because edge rushers have just – and I know you listed 17, but I currently have more around 25. Now, obviously I can't give them all first-round grades, but what I'm starting to do is, because there's so many, I'm just grading on who I think can play 50% of snaps or more from day one for an NFL team. And obviously, a lot of that being pure pass rushing stats. There are just a lot of guys who show not just ability to do, bend on the outside, but to do A-gap blitzes and B-gap blitzes. I mean, this is just a very talented pass rushing class coming out, kind of like how it was 2014 had that phenomenal wide receiver class. This just seems to be the edge rushing class.
Yeah, look at the 2011 edge rusher class.
Yeah,
look at all the guys we had then. You had Joey Bosa. You had J.J. Watt. I'm sorry.
Bosa's real new, man.
Yeah, my bad.
All credibility now out the window.
Yeah, well, I was watching some Chargers earlier today, and it messed me up. But anyway, you had J.J. Watt. You had Cam Jordan. You had so many really strong pass rushers that we really haven't seen since then.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a really unprecedented draft class for defensive ends, and I could see someone flipping to us at the 11th pick, like Derek Barnett, like Tim Williams, and there will be guys available later on. There's Jordan Willis from Kansas State who should be there in the second round. You look at the fourth round, there's guys like Joe Mathis, who were star pass rushers at Washington, and he got injured and missed most of the year. So we can definitely marry value and need at edge rusher in this draft. And like you alluded to, it could give us opportunities to get some really good corners at really good value.
I'm with you, man. I don't know if I had to mute him first. I think Brian was on the other line. Brian, you still there, or did you
I'm here, brother. I'm here, man. I had to, change into super dad mode real quick, but I'm still here.
That's no worries, brother. Well, it's 10:20. We've been on over 2 hours. I like the convo that we're having, but I also want to go ahead and wrap it up because we got next week. We're going to keep Who Dat Confessional going as long as people want to listen. And going by the participation we had today, the number of listeners, the number of callers, and just the fact that people still want to talk Saints football after losing to the Falcons and going 7-9. I think we might keep this going for a little bit. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start doing little rounds, get everybody signed out. John, I definitely want you to plug yourself, let everybody know where they can find you. Brian, you know the routine. We'll circle out, and we'll wish everybody a great one.
Yeah, thanks for having me on tonight, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity. You all can reach me on Twitter at JSiglerNFL. That's JSiglerNFL. Like you said, I write for the Canal Street Chronicles and try to put out some good tweets whenever I can.
And we'll be providing Senior Bowl coverage for all Saints fans wanting to pay attention to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be at the Senior Bowl in Mobile Monday.
Hopefully I can piggyback with you. We're working on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it should be a real good time. We should be able to learn a lot over there and trying to get a handle on what exactly the Saints are planning to do over the next few months.
Yeah, and Brian, your go, buddy.
Well, first of all, man, again, like to thank John for coming on and sharing his knowledge with us, as well as Sean from earlier today. We've got Brian over in California, and Miss Judy for being one of our loyal listeners and callers. So thanks a lot to all you guys for joining in tonight. You can find me at BryanTNR. That's at BryanTNR. Of course, I get crazy on Twitter, but it's all in good fun. Please don't take me seriously. Unless I'm serious. No, I'm just joking. But thanks a lot, guys, for even having me here. And thanks a lot for listening. We appreciate it, as always.
And as always, guys, y'all know that y'all can follow me, the Rev, at Rev Deuce Wyndham on Twitter. That's RevDeuceWindham. Tomorrow morning, I will have my Michael Thomas film review up. Make sure you check that out, the Canal Street Chronicles. And I've also got a special phone call. I got to listen to Michael Thomas as he gives me a call tomorrow. And we will be doing a little interview, and that will be up probably Thursday. I'll try to get to you guys as soon as possible. There will be a recorded version and a written version. We're looking forward to that. And make sure you check out all the Saints News Radio Network podcasts that we have on just about every night. But tomorrow night is the next one. And you want to check that out. It's going to be 8 o'clock. You're going to want to listen. You're going to want to be here. You definitely want to hang out with guys like Kyle T. Mosley, the professor, and the coach. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week. God bless. And who dat?
The organizer has ended this Uber conference. Goodbye.